Hello and welcome to another 10 blueprints video for Empyrion Galactic Survival. My name is Spanj and welcome along. So today I'm going to be looking at all Star Wars related builds, rebuilds, inspired builds that are available in the workshop. And I've picked 10 that I would say are probably my favorites. So I'm going to share them with you today, ladies and gents. So we're going to start things off with the Millennium Falcon here. It is probably the most rebuilt ship from the Star Wars universe in Empyrion Galactic Survival, but is also one of the hardest ships to rebuild in Empyrion Galactic Survival because of, well, it's somewhat curvy, and Empyrion is made of cubes, so it makes it quite difficult. Now, we would say before we get too into this that this is purely my opinion, and there are loads of ships out there that deserve lots of attention, and loads of creators that deserve a lot of attention, and I am shining a light on a smidgen, a tiny percentage of them. Nevertheless, still, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, links to all the creations that I'll feature in today's video will be down below in the video description. Now, this is the Millennium Falcon, and this is by Matagal. Like I said, link down below if you want to go and check it out, sub to it, and have it into your own game. But let's take a look around. First of all, this is a small vessel. And if you're not familiar with Empyrion at all, there are 3 types of vessel. There's small, capital, and hover. Hover and small are the same size, and then capital is big. This is a small vessel, so yeah, this is quite an achievement to do into a small vessel, I've got to say. Most Millennium Falcons that I say most, but a lot of them that I see are capital vessels, which kind of do mess with the scaling of the Millennium Falcon and the shaping and stuff. Now, despite the limitations that Matagal has to deal with in order to build the Millennium Falcon here, I would say that he has got the scaling and profile pretty much on point. I think the nostrils are longer on the actual Millennium Falcon, but no, I think we're pretty much bang on. And I do love the fact that he has put so much attention to detail in to include things like piping and also damaged blocks and sections. Let's not forget that the Millennium Falcon was, you know, a bit of a junk pile when Luke found it. So, you know, the extra love and attention that he's put into the detailing here is greatly appreciated. You can see, you know, just scorching around the sort of exhaust vents and stuff like that. Now, he has gone for the square dish here, which is, you know, iffy. But, you know, you can see some of the kind of consequences of Empyrion being a game made out of cubes, in the fact that you've got this terracing, stepping up thing going on here, which is sort of one of the reasons I don't like doing rebuilds, is because generally the ships in the show are always going to be a lot more sleeker and roundier than what you can get away with in Empyrion. But despite all of that, I would say that he's done a pretty damn good job here. There is some room for extra texturing, I think, especially around the extra pipeworks and stuff he's done. But for the most part, I would say the highlights he's done, the coloring and stuff is pretty good. I do like the extra detail around the landing gears, which will come into their own once they actually extend. Don't forget that these are actually shrunk up at the moment, which is why you've got this disconnection from the blocks. When they extend, they'll look correct. And the other issue with these landing gears is that they are now always down, regardless of you're flying around, taking off, or landing. They are always going to appear down, which is a shame, but another limitation that he's had to work around. And despite all of that, I still think it looks pretty damn good. So you've got the deep block work down the sides here, which is actually what's missing from a lot of Millennium Falcons here. So I really appreciate this as well. And you've got all the kind of gurgling and stuff like that going on. It's really, really nice. So exterior wise, yeah, pretty much on point. A few little niggles. If I had to nitpick, those are the picks I would nick. The engines and the sheer volume of engines on the back here is hilarious. But it also, you know, pretty much spot on. And his use of glass panels in order to get the kind of the engine effect that the Millennium Falcon has is actually genius. It's really, really good. But from the back here, you can really actually kind of see the lumpiness of the shaping a little bit. But it's still a very, very good recreation, I think, of the Millennium Falcon. Very nice. And this extra detail in the like cargo loading area where the pod used to be is also really nice. Really nice touch. We're not going to go inside from that direction. We are going to go inside the correct way. This up the boarding ramp here. So got a switch halfway up. I can hit it. Retracts everything, and you've got this kind of arrangement here which stays permanently there. Another limitation of the game that we just can't get around. But up above as well, he's got a docking hatch up there as well, which links into the same corridor. So that all works together, which is nice. And then we go in to the ship itself, and the corridor shaping and stuff like that. Scaling wise is a little bit bigger perhaps than it should be, but also is probably about the right size for the game. I would say if it was smaller, then you're going to lose some of the details, such as like the smuggling hatches that he's put into the floors here, which are, as always, a nice little detail. Let's take... Ooh, let's not take God mode off. That these things go wibbly wobbly. So under here we've got the turret positions down, with the chair and all facing in the correct direction, the ladder up, and the chair facing up in the correct direction. Let me extend the weapon systems here so that we can actually see. And there we go, we've got some pulse lasers, turrets on the top and on the bottom. Lovely stuff. Not to mention photon torpedoes and rocket launchers on the front. Would like them to be photon torpedo launchers, of course. So yeah, very nice little detail with the turret emplacements. Tube thing. And then we've got access through to the bridge here, which is once again pretty spot on. I think you need to flip some aspects around on the windows, but other than that, it looks good. Again, with the limited sort of blocks and textures available to you. Can't obviously make all the consoles and dials appear, but yeah, as Millennium Falcon bridges go, it's got the correct number of seats. And there's added points for piping, of course, on the ceiling. So that's good as well. Very nice. If we proceed back through, we come around now into, well, the passenger area, I suppose, where we've got a resident R2-D2 droid just chilling. All the seats are actual seats as well, so you can use those as a little fridge and cooker and stuff like that. And then just a lot of decorative crap, basically, which is exactly what was on the Millennium Falcon. Just a lot of crap. Even Han Solo's nav computer seat there, plus also a little maintenance hatchy bit and business in here. Just the attention to detail is so good. I think that's where this is where Chewie drops those spanners on Han's head. I think that's exactly what that is. And then we've got some extra sort of creative license additions, I suppose, stuff that we don't actually see from the films, a little cargo area, oxygen and life support, I suppose. And then this goes through to that front cargo loading area that we saw earlier. Lovely. The other docking hatch on the other side. And then I think this is the ladder up to where Lando caught Luke off the top of the Millennium Falcon in Cloud City. So that's a nice little addition as well. We follow it through, we get the door into some living quarters with some bunks and stuff, which is lovely. Again, really nice attention to detail, and it fits really nicely. And then if we carry on around again, we come to the engine room, where we've got all sorts of things happening. We've got all the piping and stuff in the back there for all the fuel tanks to go with all those engines. It's a bit crazy. And then I'm not sure why there's a seat next to the warp drive and stuff. I'm guessing you plug someone in or something. I don't know. Generators over the other side. And then nice little, again, block detailing and work and stuff over these kind of broken and knackered looking generators and whatnot. We flip it up. Then all the hatches and stuff of that open up. And you can access that for reasons. And then under the floor here is, again, sort of more smuggling hatches or just maintenance hatches, I guess, to those generators and whatnot. More detail and pipe work and stuff all the way through here. And then some, I don't even know what this is. Just some workshop or something. I don't know. But, you know, you have to fill the space up with something, I guess. So there we go. And then we're back round to the start again, and there you go. That's the Millennium Falcon, and like I said, that is by Matagal. I'm going to move on rather quickly between builds, just because there's quite a lot to get through here. So next up, we have the absolute classic, the X-Wing itself, and this is the X-Wing Starfighter by NMK 111. Yeah, this has been on the workshop for a while now, and some of these builds are reforged, some of them are vanilla, some of them are ancient, some of them are new. You'll have to figure it out for yourself whether they work or need upgrading or whatever. But I do like this iteration. There's a lot of X-Wings on the workshop as well, but this one was my favorite. I think it's probably, from a scaling point of view, the best scaled X-Wing, although there are some points to critique. But again, you've got the limitations of the blocks available, limitations of the block sizes, and the shapes that you can actually pull. Now, straight off the bat, obviously Elion has very kindly graced us with a cockpit that pretty much looks like the X-Wing cockpit, so that helps. You've then got these nice spherical tubes for the engine intakes and stuff that work really nicely, and of course the sloped wings, which all work to make the X-Wing kind of shape. What NMK has done very well is he's crammed 4 lasers on that, enough engines to get it moving, a warp drive and a shield generator into this thing. So if we were to glitch through the hull here, we would see literally how crammed in everything is. There's not even a space to look, to be honest. It is yammed in there, and that's because you've got all the lefty righty thrusters, uppy downy thrusters, because the only ones visible on the X-Wing are of course the forward thrusters, so he's trying to keep that as is. And even then, there's a little bit of storage in there as well, I see. The only thing that I would perhaps critique is there is no R2 unit in the top here, and I feel like you could have possibly got one, but that is 2 blocks side by side, not 1 block. You know, it's not an easy thing to do, and it would have been difficult with that block orientation because of the size of the cockpit and stuff. But that's my only point. No R2 unit, but otherwise I would say that is a pretty damn good looking X-Wing, and like I said, probably one of the better scaled ones that I saw on the workshop there. And you know, it does fly, and this is in Reforged, so you know, that's some pretty good up down torque and stuff like that. Could definitely see myself blowing up TIE fighters in that thing. Very nice NMK 111. A very good iteration of the X-Wing, I would say. Once again, there are quite a few on the workshop, so I mean, I'll leave it up to you guys to pick your favorites. Next over, we got the TIE Enforcer, and this is by LyfeForce. Fantastic builder, LyfeForce. Definitely worth checking out his old workshop. He has got a ton of Star Wars stuff going on his workshop page. The TIE Enforcer is just one of them, and as you can see straight away, scaling wise, straight away, it's on point. It looks great next to that X-Wing. They look just about the right size, even with the Millennium Falcon there as well, all about the right size. So it's a really good pairing. The GATs I'm not so sure about, but actually what he's done here is he's not built a ship that is fully kind of upgraded, I suppose, or fully equipped, maybe is the right wording, because this is actually a ship you're supposed to upgrade. It's brought in on low CPU and you build it up and upgrade it, so the GATs are there just placeholders. He's even got a video on how to upgrade this correctly. You've got a port and a starboard compartment here, which is just about right for warp drives, shield generators, and various tanks and stuff like that. So, and CPU extensions up there. So he has thought about it, and he's explained all of it here as well. So you can upgrade this thing and actually use it as a proper ship rather than just a sort of collector's item. So, you know, some of these ships are fantastic, but you wouldn't necessarily use them in game because they'd just be completely uneconomical to do. The Millennium Falcon there is very much a set piece, but the engine layout is just ridiculous as far as the game is concerned. So, you know, it's a fun piece, but the Enforcer here could actually be used. Also, he's gone to the length of decorating these thrusters look off. They're on, they're just colored black because, you know, the TIE Fighter didn't have any visible thrusters, and the ones he's put on the back he's painted red, which is a very nice touch because I think that is actually on point with Imperial sublight thrusters and stuff like that. So But the detailing he's got, the block work and texturing he's got on this thing is just outstanding. It really is so good and absolutely on point. The little flicks of red that he puts here, there, and everywhere, just enough just to give it that extra little accent color. It really does look imperial and really good with the TIE Fighter. The TIE Enforcer, basically big chunky TIE Fighter. Beautiful stuff. Very, very nice rebuild. Let's give it a little spin as well, shall we? Let's see what it compares to the TIE Fighter. I would say it's probably a little more sluggish than the X-Wing. Yeah, but it moves. It moves well. It moves well. So, you know, definitely a usable ship as an SV. You're looking to roleplay some Imperial stuff. That is a very good start. That is the TIE Enforcer. And that is by LyfeForce. Next up, we're going to have a look at the Razor Crest over here. The Razor Crest by barefootnhillbily. Also another creator with a huge number of Star Wars builds on his page. So be sure to check them out. Pick your favorites. Do you want? Now, this Razor Crest is one of, I would say, the best in shaping. You know, you've got the progression from the hull here to the wings. I would say it's probably too short in terms of the actual shaping. The front is not long enough, but despite that, I think it's still one of the best recreations out there, and definitely my sort of favorite Razor Crest on the workshop. Missile launchers and plasma cannons on the front, looking fantastic as well. The shaping in general and the texturing and stuff is pretty much on point with the Razor Crest. Even the landing gears and stuff are as good as you could probably get in game. But what my favorite part is the engines. He has absolutely nailed these engines. They look brilliant. Fantastic work. Really difficult to do in Empyrion, but yeah, he's got himself some big honky jonky. What the hell is honky jonky? Big honking jet thrusters in here, and then he's buried the sort of forward, the backwards and lefty righty thrusters in the hull, which is, you know, what you have to really do with Star Wars builds. But yeah, these engine ponds, they look absolutely spot on, and the shaping on the top looks really good as well. Then we've got some great detailing, and inside is probably my favorite though. The way he's done the inside, you've crammed the warp drive and shield generator and a lot of the other devices on the ceiling here, and allowed the walls to stand as kind of pretty much like they were in the shows. It looks so spot on, even incorporating extenders and cores, cargo boxes, ventilators, passenger seats into the walls. It looks fantastic. It really does look great. The only thing missing, and again, I'm really nitpicking here, is the little cupboard for Baby Yoda. I would have really liked the little hatch here or something that would have had a little kind of Baby Yoda bedroom or whatever. And yeah, obviously in the show as well, it was a ladder up to the cockpit, not a ramp. But again, like I say, I think the scaling is slightly off, and also limitations of blocks and stuff, like I've said before. Otherwise, the cockpit is spot on, 3 seats, you know, reasonably good sort of texture work and block work in here. It looks good. It looks good. Let's chuck some fuel in here and fly it around a bit. And yeah. Well, what do you know? It flies exactly like the Razor Crest. They're very good. It maneuvers, it rolls, it turns, it pitches. Yeah, it's good. It's good. We're flying around all the other Star Wars ships that we're going to look at today. But yeah, the Razor Crest, ladies and gentlemen, very nice addition to any Star Wars collection you want to start making. And that is by barefootnhillbily. Oh, the lefty righty's a little bit sluggish. Yeah, it's all that power in the forward and barely anything in the lefty righty, but you'd kind of expect that, I suppose. Damn, it really does go forward very well, doesn't it? Brilliant. The Razor Crest, ladies and gents. Link down below as always. Right, so we've got capital vessels now. We're gonna have a look at a few of these. Oh, I actually tell a lie, there's one more little SV, and this is the transport Imperial, but this is by barefootnhillbily as well. Believe it or not, it's an SV. I thought it was a CV, which is why I spawned it over here. When I first spawned it, I was like, holy crap, there's gonna be a CV. No, There we go. It is an SV. It's I think this is the transport from Andor. No, sorry, Obi-Wan, right? The one that Vader kind of rips apart, except not that one, the one that got away. And it's just a transport ship, but I think the texture coloring, I really appreciate the color palette on here, the attention to actual customizing the color palette, and it's not just one custom color, it's like 5 or 6 that is done here, or maybe more, but it's bang on. The little breaks in the hull as well, spot on, detailing down the side. The block work is just bang on. I really like it. Really nice touches, very good recreation, scaling again spot on. And for an SV, this is quite impressive work. And there you go. Just look at that piping. Yes. Got some laser turrets on here as well. Excellent stuff. All right. My only question is right now, how the hell do I get inside it? Where's the door? Where is the door? Am I being silly? I'm not seeing a door. Hello? Door? Door? This right, hang on. Maybe if I go on the inside, it will reveal itself. But I'm not seeing a door. Inside, we've got some great passenger seats in here, some utilities, storage, constructors, food processors, and whatnot. Like I said, this is reforged. Some bunks over here as well, extra storage. This goes over to the warp drive and shield generator. So a very nice, engineering sort of section with a med bay there, CPU extensions, little hatches in the floor for maintenance and stuff. I love these little details. They're so good. Really does give me the Star Wars vibes. That's why I couldn't find the door. It's in the bloody side. Underside. There we go. Right, there is a door. There's two. So on either side. That's what's going on. And then we got some little cheeky hatches for fuel tanks and pentaxid and oxygen there as well. A switch that does it all for us. Let's put some fuel in this thing, shall we? Power it on. Turn the turrets on. Let's see. Little red lighting around stuff as well. Very nice little touches. Motion sensors. Kicking everything off as well. There we go. That is the, I believe it's the Empyrial ATS by barefootnhillbily. Thank you very much. This is a very detailed, nicely done Star Wars ship. The ATS. Okay, that is definitely the last of the SVs, ladies and gents. I'm going to go on to some of the big boys now. We're going to blast through this. Okay, so starting off with the Judicator by LyfeForce here at the top here. This is absolutely stunning capital vessel. The level of detail is just beyond human, I think. I could say that this is definitely some work of some super intelligent alien being that has come from a distant future to deliver us wonderful looking capital vessels in the style of the Imperial Empire. This, I don't think this is a recreation. It's certainly not a ship I'm familiar with in the Imperial fleet. I believe this is an inspired by build, the Judicator by LyfeForce. But as you can see straight away, and I don't really need to tell you this, but it looks freaking awesome. It looks amazing. Alright, so just look at it. Alright, there you go. That's all you need. I don't even need to explain why it looks awesome. You have eyes, fucking use them. Right? So yeah, it's got guns and stuff, which is great. Always a big plus. And lasers. And, it's just the block work. Look at this cheeky little shit down here, right? What is this? It looks amazing. Why can't I do that on my builds, you bastard? Anyway, it's definitely another one of these builds that just make you feel inadequate as a builder. I tell you, LyfeForce, very nice work. I would say the detailing. Look at the little gun turrets; they look so cute. Yeah, everything, just. Oh. I don't really know how to commentate this, to be honest. I'm a bit sort of just like, wow. Look at these engines. I mean, there's some real ones there and some fakey boys and stuff, but it all just works. It all just works. The multiple shades of grey that he's used in the whole detailing, it just works. The kind of bluey, kind of purpley hue to the Imperial steel, it all just works. The greebling. Yeah. 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 Bastard. Alright, anyway. We got a split nose kind of hangar bay type jibby jobby thing going on here with some dumb. Oh, look at that. It doesn't stop on the outside. Oh, no. It continues on the outside, on the inside. Again, LyfeForce did the tie enforcer as well. So I'm seeing definite theme here with the kind of little red injections of red that you see, just like little red things here, right? Do you know how much of a difference that makes? So the whole grey, you got all the greys of the Imperial, and then you get this like ominous red undertone appearing here, there, and everywhere. It really does give the absolute beautiful little touch of the Empire. The ominous feeling that they exude within their builds and stuff is very present in this one. And nice LCD projecting the Imperial logo rather pixelatedly on the wall, but you know, it's effective nonetheless. I suppose from a practical point of view, yeah, you've got pretty much everything. You've got medical devices mounted on pipes, and what more could you ask for there? And he's actually put the beds as beds, which is a big check mark in my book. Oh, the oxygen station is upside down, so it now reads 2.0 rather than 0.2. I'm nitpicking. At least he didn't put the shower upside down on the roof somewhere, you know? It's a good thing. And then we got constructors here orientated the correct way round with their matchy sidey orientations, so that's very good as well. Weird shenanigans over here which just look fantastic as well. And then we've got a turbo lift that goes up into various other locations in the ship. The problem here I have now is I could probably look at this ship for a good hour, but I don't have that much time, so I'm going to fly through it, and I do apologize for that. Some of you may get annoyed with the lack of detailing I might go into. Like I said, I do apologize, but we've got other ships to look at too. Instructions on the wall on how to play the game, always valued, you know, considering the state of the tutorial. What is this? Where does this go? Ooh, it's a trash can. What is going on? Shut down all the garbage smashers on the detention level, will ya? Do you copy? Shut down all the garbage smashers on the detention level. A requested recreation of the Death Star's trash compactor scene. There we go, look. No, he's doing fan service as well. What an absolute hero. Freaking awesome, right? And we got Fire Control Center 2. Oh, this looks so Imperial. So Imperial. We've got a little window out here. To the gun turrets, of course. Fire control. Sorry, I figured it was about, like, containing fires, not actual shooty stuff. The window out to the hangar bay. Hydroponics up here. Yeah, oh, yeah, ready for plots. We've got some, other than the moans, it looks like a dance floor. But, yeah, we've got some wood stuff ready to become plots. Small plots. There's a small plot of stuff. Tie retrieval and tie departure. This is this little hanging kind of, like, you know, execution plank or something. I figured this is just where they throw people off if they want to kill them. You know, extra points if you get them in the square or something. But actually, it's with little TIE fighters. It makes sense because they're top loading. And then on the other side, we've got pretty much the same, except no trash compactor on this side. Floor can be removed for additional farm placement, or room can be utilized for other devices. Do as you will. An empty space for whatever you please. Lovely stuff. Okay, very good. Right, let's see. Can we get to the bridge? We got... How do we get to the bridge? We've got main engineering here. Oh, uppy downy doors. Oh, yeah. Look at this with all the font. Nice auxiliary engineering. I'm pressing F on it when I should just leave it to the motion sensors. Gravity generator, gravitying. Pentaxid tank, pentaxiding, and a shield generating, shielding with the warp driver. It's all just tucked in beautifully, isn't it? Look at that. The pipe work and the glowies and everything. Very nice. Generator housing, fusion house. Fusion house sounds like a genre of music, but okay. There is room for a fusion reactor, because it's a reforged Eden build after all. There we go. Shield array house 4, shield arrays, shield array house 2. Room for all the upgrades, it would seem. This thing is magnificent. I don't even know what this is, but I love it. What is this? It's such a random room. This is just like... No, it's nothing. It's not even... It's exposed. I suppose you could use this for any sorts of upgrades. Storage, whatever. Right. Sorry, this is my speedy uppy bit kind of running out of timey bit. Let's try and get to the bridge. I don't even know where I am in the ship. I assume we just keep going this way. Here we go. Command bridge up. Because we've got processor storage and Fusion House 3. F me. Seriously? 3 Fusion Core. Oh my lord, this thing is going to be an absolute monster fully upgraded. So this is where all the quantums and auxiliary cores go. Look, all these little blocks here could be taken out and replaced with quantums and stuff. That's pretty damn cool. Okay, and we go up. And, oh, he's put in the color scheme for the Empire and the color scheme. I wouldn't even know how to use those, so. Port launch pad. Ah, yeah. Little outside access from the bridge. Very practical, and this is the bridge itself, which is actually very not Imperial at all. I'm slightly disappointed. I'm really sorry. It's a beautiful bridge, don't get me wrong. But I was expecting the traditional kind of walkway over the pits, kind of Star Destroyer style stuff. But there we go. This is a planet. Welcome, captains, is one of 2 Chimera class Imperial cruisers. I'm not going to read it, but you can read it if you like to. The point is, LyfeForce has spent many hours with care, due, and attention to bring you probably one of the most impressive Star Wars inspired builds I have ever seen. Not only that, but it is perfectly practical and usable as a reforged Eden vessel. That's beautiful. It is stunning. Thank you very much, LyfeForce, for your efforts in building this thing. I'm sure the community thank you as well, because the Judicator is genuinely worthy of the praise. Marvelous. Moving on, otherwise we're just going to run out of time. So this is the Defender, and this is by barefootnhillbily, and again is I don't think it's a recreation, I believe it's an inspired by Star Wars build, and this is I think that the lore on it was that it's a Jedi transport, so it is commissioned by the Jedi Order as a Jedi transport for them to use for various missions and stuff like that. So straight away you've got the color scheme bang on. You've even got actually the shaping, I would say, of the sort of ship in general, because it's Corellian style vessel, and it's definitely in keeping with the Jedi style kind of cruisers and corvettes and stuff that they would use, especially if you watch like the Clone Wars series and stuff, like they use quite a lot of like random little ships and stuff to get themselves about. Not the obviously Starfighter and stuff with the ring drives, but more kind of like the ambassadors style cruisers and whatnot. But I really like the look of this, actually. The kind of it's very Star Warsy. You've nailed the Star Warsiness of it. Let's pop the turrets out so we can have a look, see what's going on here. It's got a couple of guns on it, laser cannons down the side, very Star Warsy styles. The cannon turrets are more just for the game rather than anything else. And then yeah, you've got some decent landing gear styling going on. You've got the docking ports on the side. And then you got the big oversized engines, which is present in pretty much every Star Wars ship going. So funky, bit squarey. I think, you know, they maybe could be longer. I think they would look better if they were longer. But I'm not saying they look bad as they are. But they could look better if they're longer. If I had to critique, that would be it. Also, this radar dish on the top just seems a little bit, you know, where's the rest of it? But otherwise, you've done a wonderful job. Texturing block work is good, is really good, and like I said, spot on for the Jedi console style ships, really. Let's have a look inside, shall we? Here we go through one of the docking hatches in the side here. So we've got some great detailing inside as well. Straight away we've got some useful things like armor lockers and O2 stations. Got a cargo lift here, so we've got another level down there. Let's stay on this level first. Oh, nice little portal. Oh, look at that, that's cool. Yeah, okay, so we've got the engineering section and then like a briefing area maybe with the... Oh, look, you got the shield generator, warp drive, generator and stuff, all in a vertical orientation. Actually, that's really cool. Actually, it looks pretty cool. I like that. So that's all very compact, actually, really. Very nice. But that goes out to the other hatch and this goes forward. Blockwork and stuff is really nice in here. It looks... Yeah, it does look kind of Corellian... pre-Empire, definitely. Storage locker. And then we've got either up or down, left or right. Go down first. This is the lower boarding ramp. Okay, that barely just... Did you get through that? I guess so. Yeah. There's no getting vehicles in and out of that. But then I suppose, you know, that's not what it's for. And then if we go right, this has got a teleporter there, and then we look... Oh, okay, so we've got like some... These look like bunks, maybe. Crew quarters and stuff. Again, the sort of internal block shaping, the roundedness of everything really matches the ship's aesthetic. I think it's a really nice touch. And then we got like, yeah, more kind of crew quartery style canteen-y area. Very nice. Really good. And then if we go up the center, this is the bridge. I'll turn my torch off here so we can get a bit of the mood. So yeah, we got some nice lighting in here, a bit of LCD work as well. Empyrial Star Destroyer detected off the starboard bow. And yeah, everything else is pretty functional. I would say the internal block work is really like spot on to the shaping of the ship in general. It looks really nice. The roundedness of it definitely feels like, you know, a Jedi ship. And then yeah, we've got a route down here where we've got constructors and stuff orientated weirdly, but cargo on the walls, CPU extenders, medical bay, loads of stuff tucked down here. There's even a repair pad. I'm not sure how functional this would be. Maybe for like tiny little speeders and stuff. But yeah. Oh, this is the cargo lift that we saw at the beginning. Look, so that's where it comes down to. A little cargo bay area, and then this is the bottom level of engineering with the warp drive and stuff. Little tunnel, and that goes down even further. And I think that's it. I believe that is it, ladies and gentlemen. And this is another boarding ramp. Big enough for small hover vessels to come out and in of. Yeah. Brilliant, I would say. Very, very nice. A lot of the uppy-downy, lefty-righty thrusters are buried and hidden because of, obviously, the Star Wars aesthetic of really only having forward engines visible. Very nice. If you want to, yeah. As a sort of Jedi transport, I think that's pretty damn well spot on. Very, very nice. That is the Defender by barefootnhillbily. Thank you very much. Very good indeed. So next up, we're going to have a look at the Blockade runner over here, the Rebel Alliance Blockade runner, and this is by Reptilious. Reptilious has done a wonderful job. I think the scaling on this Blockade runner is pretty much spot on, although I do think the front neck is maybe slightly too long. If I had to critique, slightly too long, but otherwise everything looks really, really good. I think the cross beam section of this is actually chunkier as well on the thing, but look at these engines. He's done a great job here on these engines to get them in line with the actual Blockade runner's enormous amount of freaking forward thrust for the size of the ship. It's ridiculous, but there we go. He's chosen to actually show the reverse thrusters as well. Fair enough. So we've got a top, up, down, left, and right. We're way over thrusted as far as the game is concerned, but as far as a Blockade runner is concerned, no. This is only a moderate amount of thrust. Anyway, the exterior is pretty much spot on. Yeah, with some minor sort of adjustments, I think would be good. But you've got this little turret, top and bottom. The extra ones on the side here and stuff like that are needed, I suppose, for the game. But as far as the recreation is concerned, that's pretty good, turret-wise. So we got docking ports over here as well, and I think there are these areas here which are actually escape pod ports, and also there's this landing door here for when it's landed on the ground. So let's go through inside, and we've got rebel soldiers ready to defend against some borders. Of course, I do quite like the way he's got that shield generator spinning around the glass there. It's quite a nice little touch as well. Very nice. Same on the other side with the rebel soldiers ready to repel borders. If we head down first, this goes to the little door on the bottom that we saw earlier. Then if we go forward, more soldiers to defend. And then we get the main elevator. So we've got crew quarters and stuff here. A nice little window out. Needed compartments and stuff like that. Very basic, but you know, useful. Meeting rooms, conference centers. More soldiers ready to repel borders. Fridges for days, dude. Seriously, why so many fridges? How many fridges do you want? Yes. Yes. More quarters, pretty much the same, but on the other side. That's the door I came into, dumbass. Yeah, and this is the corridor all the way up to, I believe, the bridge here, which is pretty compact, but very functional, with some little quarters off to the side again. There we go. But yeah, nice, tidy little ship. And I really like just the extra detail of the soldiers defending the corridors. That was brilliant. As for the corridors, you know, looking pretty much spot on, I think. You know, there's definitely... oh, these are the escape pods, like EP. So, yeah, you can have little SVs docked in here as escape pods. For R2 and 3PO to get into when Vader does come a knocking. Constructors and stuff hidden away. So you can use it as an actual ship rather than just as a collector's piece. But, yeah, it's got a lot of NPCs. You're all gonna die. I mean, good work, soldier. Good work, yeah. Medbay. Along the bottom in multiple sections. Look at that. There's one long-ass medbay. I thought the Nebulon B cruiser would have medbay more like that. The medical frigate. But yeah, I do like the interior detailing of here. The role-play aspect of it is spot on. Really, really good. Could definitely use a bit more like attention to detail on the block work and texturing and stuff like that. There's not a lot of texture variations going on. You know, you've got that main texture with a bit of red detailing around it. You can definitely feel it. You could do with a little bit more love, but the block work around the engines is good. I can see you definitely put some effort into that as well. And yeah, the engine placements and stuff, they look great. Overall, the scaling's pretty much spot on. Slight modifications to the cross section and maybe the bridge neck, and you would be perfect, I think. Very, very nice. The Blockade runner, and that is by Reptilious. We're going to move on now to the ISD Supremacy. This is another massive ship, and this is by Jrandall, and is another example of just fuck you building, because it's so good, damn it. Supremacy is another reforged build. He's done, and he's got massive amounts of upgrades in mind. It needs a huge number of auxiliary cores, quantum cores to be functional. It's got space for his Helios modules to dock in 2 of them in the side there, which is a bloody lovely touch. Really is. And lots of spaces, as you can see, all over the hull for extra guns. Many guns. But it does suffer from one particular flaw, and it is a flaw that the game has in general, and that is the slope gradients that you can get in the game means you end up with this terraced appearance. When you're trying to make things like Star Destroyers and stuff like that slope properly, it's terraced and it's bumpy and it just looks a bit ugh. Don't get me wrong, Jrandall has somehow made look incredible. But inevitably, is something that really puts me off a lot of Star Wars builds, a lot of rebuilds from a lot of popular series. You just can't get the slope gradient that you need in Empyrion to do it justice. You cannot get the curviness to do it justice. But nevertheless, I think Jrandall has embraced it here and incorporated it into the build styling, and he's done it very, very well. Anyway, interior then. Lots of detailing in the hangar bay here. Sort of bottom loading hangar bay, very Imperial, very Imperial. Beautiful texturing and block work, as we'd come to expect from Jrandall, really. And this is just like little side rooms off that, you know, make it look alive and stuff like that. Very nice. I love the way he always shows off generators and stuff, although this would trigger me, I gotta be honest. The fact that these window blocks are incomplete and you have a little gap here would upset me, but no, doesn't upset our Jrandall. No. He embraces it and says to hell with it. Blame Helion. Little medical area in the corner here, in case you need open heart surgery in the middle of a hangar bay. And then we can crack on through this nice and quickly. I'm sorry, I'm going to ignore a lot of little details that, you know, are fun and exciting in this build. The module bays for 1 and 2, the Helios modules that I mentioned before, are there and there. A little hatch on the floor there for access into the lower area, and then the rear hangar bay with a large LCD screen that pops up here telling you how to upgrade it, and the fact that you shouldn't turn it on until you do, because otherwise it will explode, guys. Literally, he says it would blow up. Don't turn it on before you fill it with quantums and auxiliary cores. But yeah, another beautiful looking hangar. I'm really not sure about the green and the purple. I'm really not sure about that, but otherwise the block work he's got on the walls just here, this section for example, is just beautiful, stunning work. Makes these walls look way interesting than just flat, boring. You know, yeah, looks great. Really, really good. All the way through. Very, very nice block work, detailing everywhere. Very good. We have an elevator here, which takes us all the way up to this level, which I don't even know where I am now, to be honest. There's storage here, there's medical stuff again, there's green on purple, which what? Constructors. Long, ominous corridors. See, the one difference I think between Jrandall's Star Destroyer and LyfeForce is that Jrandall's using purple as the kind of highlight, but got this red going on as well, whereas LyfeForce has just gone with pure white light and with the red inflections with a darker grey, and I think LyfeForce's, it just looks more imperial than having the sort of purple and the sort of black light kind of effects here. But this is not a recreation, it's Imperial inspired, so shut up, Spanj, right? Right. My god, yeah, you got a little battle bridge in here. Look at the detailing on this block work, it's beautiful. Really, really nice. Core room for quantums and stuff like that in the side. That's a battle bridge. Central Ops. I like it. Central Ops. Mess hall. Everything is signposted. With, like, really good looking LCDs as well. Like, I just can't be bothered with that stuff, you know? But I'm glad Jrandall is, because it looks really good. That's the other end of that ominous corridor we were in. Let's try and find the bridge. Up we go. Look, oh my god, I don't even know where we are now, or what this is supposed to be, other than like some kind of... Is this where the Dark Troopers come from? You know? And the storage area for the Dark Troopers. Ooh. Rear window gap. Landing pad. Okay, let's continue up. And deck 5. Here we go, I think, maybe? Oh, yeah, here we go. Bridge. Bridge! We've made it to the bridge. And again, I'm a little bit disappointed. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful bridge. It's spacious and roomy, and has got lots of things to look at and go ooh at. But it's not the standard Imperial, like, walkway with the trenches either side. Damn it. But, you know, it has a toilet behind a shut door, so what do you want? Okay, that's really, really good. Fan-dammy-dozy. It's beautiful, yeah. I do think that I think red in a darker colour would look more ominous. It would definitely look more ominous. The purple works. Overall, the block work and texturing is spot on. And this whole scoop front thing that's going on here is really cool. Really, really nice. The way he's done the front here is just different, and it looks sweet. It looks very cool. But yeah, I think you need... I'm glad he signposted everything around, because it is a big old boat on the inside, and you are probably going to need either a tour guide, some kind of breadcrumb trail, or just a good memory and a sense of direction to get around this thing and figure out where the hell you are. There's loads of things that... huge hydroponic bays ready to plan. Honestly, it feels like this thing's bigger on the inside. It really does. It does just generally feel bigger on the inside. Anyway, available space. Yeah, there you go. Free space. Do what you want with it. Weapon testing. Ah, look at that. More LCD work. Fantastic. Even this sort of side room that has no purpose here other than just some roleplay stuff. The block work and texturing is spot on. It really is. Very, very nicely done. So there we go. The ISD Supremacy by Jrandall. As you expect, just freaking stunning. Absolutely stunning. Very, very nice work. Now, there wouldn't be a Star Wars build selection if I didn't feature a Empyrial Star Destroyer recreation. But I actually have two for you. I have the ISD-1 and I also have a Venator class cruiser here. I'm going to quickly go over these because these are sort of the honorable mentions, I suppose, because ultimately they suffer from the thing I was describing earlier, the nesty rippling that you need to incorporate in order to get the level of the gradient of sloping to actually get a 2-scale kind of Star Destroyer. So this is the Empyrial Star Destroyer. This is by barefootnhillbily again. And I would say this is probably, of all the Star Destroyers on the workshop, one of the ones that scales the best. Like, it's nowhere near the actual size of a Star Destroyer. It's tiny in comparison to one, you know. But the sloping, the shaping, the size of the bridge, the vertical profile as well is, I would say, probably the closest to, you know, the actual scaling of a real Star Destroyer. But as you can see, you get this gnarly ass freaking terracing and rippling going on, and there's only so much you could do with the giant engines that a Star Destroyer has, I suppose. But a lot of effort has been put in to try and get this to actually work in the scale and shape of a Star Destroyer. A lot of greebling down the sides, but you can see it steps up and up and up and up and up in order to get that sort of flat top, angled bottom approach to the Star Destroyer here. But the main sort of citadel area here is really good from a scaling point of view as well, and he's done a lot of work on greebling it and stuff like that. So yeah, you can get Star Destroyers for Empyrion Galactic Survival, but you're going to have to make peace with the fact that they're going to be wibbly wobbly. Yeah, but the one here I've got, the Empyrial Star Destroyer here, is worth a look. Not because of the exterior necessarily, but the interior work that he's done. The hangar bay here is really good. Really Star Warsy, really Imperial. You got 2, 3, 4 hangar bays for quick launch TIEs, TIE interceptors and stuff like that. Then the general hangar with TIEs, bombers, the cargo ships they use, the little shuttles, Lambda class shuttles and stuff like that, bomber docks. It looks like the actual hangar bay of a Star Destroyer. It looks fantastic, really good. I got little personal landing areas for you know, ranking admiral ships and stuff like that. So yeah, there's just a lot of nice little touches and stuff on the interior of this Star Destroyer, even if the outside is limited because of, well, what you can actually achieve in Empyrion with slopes and the shapes that you have available to you. And then if we go all the way up to the tibbity top here, all the way to the tibbity top, it's a bloody big ship, by the way. We come out onto the bridge, which has a walkway with the trenches. Yay! Now you can walk along it and pretend to be Darth Vader. There we go. That's what we wanted all along. Alright, none of this fancy pants, big open plan bridge thing for all the employees to feel equal. None of that nonsense. No! I must look down upon them like the scum they are. You, scummy Imperial person. Find something to shoot. Yes, excellent. Marvelous. This is what I want to feel like on an Imperial Star Destroyer bridge. Also, little hints of red go a long way to making Imperialness feel Imperial-y. Are they words? Who cares? There we go. barefootnhillbily has done a very good job on this Star Destroyer. And then the Venator by Achenar over here is a very scaled down version, and once again is an example of the wibbly wobbliness that you need to employ if you want to get the distant appearance of the correct sloping. Now this is a not a whole recreation of a Venator, because it's got the non-split bridge, and also the front doesn't open up into a hangar bay at the front there, but as a nice sort of recreation. Very, very nice. It's got a fully decked out interior as well, with loading bays and docking ramps and stuff like that. And yeah, there's signposted as well, so you can actually find your way around. But the shiny floors, see? Wait, oh my, it's actually the first time we've seen this. Wow, that is jazzy. But you know what? I actually really like it because it's got those open, non-railed walkways that the Empire seem to really like, because they hate their stormtroopers. So yeah, the shiny floors again. Very, very nice little touch, because that is exactly what these corridors often felt like. Yeah, very nice. Okay. But yeah, if we go all the way up, sorry, I'm going to glitch through a lot of decks here. There's a very big ship again. Then we've got the bridge here, which also has the walkway with the dredges. Yay! There's actually the bridge down there. So again, you can feel like, well, maybe not Vader, because I don't think he ever sort of went on a Venator. But maybe Rex or Obi-Wan. Yeah. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. There we go. The Venator by Achenar. Sorry for the very, very whistle-top tour of the 2 Star Destroyers there. But there we go. Those are, well, 11, I suppose, ships. All links down below. My favorite Star Wars inspired, Star Wars rebuilds available in the workshop for Empyrion Galactic Survival. You can definitely, I think, have a lot of fun with all of these vessels if you're looking to replay in some Star Wars fun times. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, I'd be very interested to hear from you in the comments down below. Share your own Star Wars builds if you like. Maybe there's some I've missed out, not included, that you think need some love and attention. Please do share links down below in the comments section. Or maybe you agree or disagree on any of the points I've raised today. Either way, I'd like to hear from you. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.